the Google owns it and some, provided. And it is this one. Is it quantum computing, 1 and 0 at the same time. So good, bad at the same time. Death or life at the same time. So play a gray move. Not the black move or white move, but gray move. Okay?
Okay, so I've been watching a little bit of Yunguseng lecture at European Go Congress. And I've actually never really thought about this. As you guys know, I play against AI. This is a channel mainly against AI computers, improving my Go against tools that we have available for us. And as you guys have seen in my videos, I've been struggling heavily playing against the AI. Even on an OGS, single digit Q, double digit Q AI, I would still lose every so often. And I didn't know why. And Insong's Young Song, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, is in this lecture. It's 1 hour long. I highly encourage you guys to take a look at it if you guys are really interested. He posted this at least at the time of this recording 3 weeks ago, and this is actually I've been seeing it, and I finally have clicked on it. But he kind of explains what's going on in terms of AI and how they're playing. And at least within the first 20 minutes of me watching, I haven't watched the full thing yet, but I wanted to make a video on this. In the first 20 minutes, his lecture right here is essentially talking about what AI does during their games. And usually when we're playing against a live player or a real human player, right? He puts this in terms of computing code bits where you have binary zeros and ones where you have good moves or bad moves. And this is how we as human players are thinking usually. Do we play a good move? Is this a good move or is this a bad move? Is this good for me, bad for my opponent, or vice versa, bad for me, good for my opponent? But the way that AI plays is what he brings up in terms of a concept is quantum playing, where when you go into a quantum state, it's like Schrodinger's cat, right? The cat's neither dead nor alive inside the box until you open the box. And it's the idea where AI will play a move and it would be neither good nor bad. It's a gray move. And so we fast forward just a little bit. He goes into this variation right here, and I hope you guys can see. Let me full screen this. I hope you guys can see this. He goes into the variation where you had a one space extension, right? White peeps, black fills, and then white goes slides into the corner. Now the question is, where should white or black play? That is good. Well, if white decides to extend down, black decides to block and white extends, this is actually a really good move for white because white, gets to build the right side of the territory and black is over concentrated. You can see that the four stones right here are getting less efficient versus white, where white has a bigger volume. Now that again, this is a very brief lecture. I'm in no means an 8 Dan like Yung Sung here, I'm 5Q. But from his lecture, this I mean, just visually seeing, if you're looking at the efficiency of the stone, and you guys hear me say that a lot, especially in my commentary, this is getting what 3, 4 points. This little square here versus this white spread right here is getting a roughly around 9 points. So 4 to 9, it's more efficient for white. Now, if white decides to invade, vice versa, and black has a nice wall here, white can't really do much more than a knight's move away. And even with a knight's move away, black can still block and limit white's movement, and white gets over concentrated in the corner. And so the first initial move, if we go back, A and B, the exchange of A and B right here, is neither a good nor a bad move. It's a gray area. It depends on what the following variation is. And he pretty much states in the video that the first 20, moves, 20-25 moves, or 20-25 minutes for me watching the video, but the moves that AI plays uh, is that of quantum. It just plays moves. It doesn't have much variation, but we as humans, because we register this as a weird move, we decide to keep following through with our plan. And because we're following through with our plan, most of the time, AI is picking gray moves, at least from my understanding. AI is picking gray moves where humans will play logical moves, and that gray move becomes a good move for the AI. And I've been seeing that in a lot of my games. I mean, we go to OGS, all my OGS games with AI. You guys can see sometimes the AI plays completely weird Moyo moves, and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna keep following through with my plan. But then all of a sudden, that big Moyo move turns into a wonderful Moyo move because they were able to capitalize that whole area. And this is possibly the downside of playing against AI. When I'm playing against human players, I tend to be much more in control just because it's easier for me to play against human players, surprisingly. AI plays dumb moves, but in terms of logical moves, playing against human players, especially at my club, seems to be a much more approachable game. Playing against AI, currently, I've been feeling it's very sporadic. Like some days I have really good days against AI, and some days I just have really bad days. And I cannot understand why I'm having bad days. I understand what I should have done when I'm reviewing the game, but when I'm playing against AI live, I'm just confused. And I don't want to discredit AI just because I've grown so much throughout my series. And, I'm able to hold my own for the most part against a lot of my club members. I still lose, but I won't lose as much as I did before. So give credit where credit is due for AI. But if you guys haven't checked out this lecture yet, I highly encourage watching this. It's really interesting what he goes through. And I'll post the link in the description below. But this is something that I didn't even think about until his lecture. I was like, "Huh, that really makes sense why I'm losing against AI." So let me know your guys' thoughts. This is just a random video of the week. This is like out of the schedule that I do, but I thought that it would be a cool idea to share with you guys. So hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know your thoughts. But yeah, very interesting uh, time to learn about this. It's really really cool. So, anyways, hope you guys have a good New Year. Take care. See you guys in the next video.